The food disadvantage of being an only child. In 1986, Toni Falbo, a psychologist at the University of Texas at Austin, did a meta-analysis of 200 studies on only children and found they excelled in achievement, intelligence, and character over children with siblings, especially those with older brothers or sisters. However, these only children, or singletons, as researchers like to call them, may be at a higher risk for obesity than children who have siblings. A recent study looked at the eating habits and body weight of only children and found they had less healthy eating habits and beverage choices than families with multiple children. Several studies, in addition to this one, have shown that only children are more likely to be overweight or obese, said Dr. Natalie Muth, who chairs the American Academy of Pediatrics section on obesity. Over the past few decades, studies in Europe and China began to look at a link between weight gain and being an only child. Some also looked at birth order. The single-child policy in place in China between 1980 and 2016 gave researchers a goldmine of data. For example, one study of nearly 20,000 Chinese singletons found only sons in urban China were 36% more likely to be overweight, 43% more likely to be obese than sons who had siblings. Other studies found being an only or last-born child was associated with obesity, possibly due to the ways that parents behave during meal times, less praise, more association with food as a reward, and more negative control over food choices. In the current study, researchers found that mothers of only children were more likely to be overweight themselves. My research also shows that they're more likely to eat fast foods more frequently, Falbo said. In terms of the whole research area of obesity, it's known that the more home-cooked meals you eat, as opposed to eating fast food, the less likely you are to have a high body mass index. And yes, I'm an only child.